The national median home price hit $436,000 this year. Remember that number. Because in the state we're ending on today, it barely buys half a house. And by the end of this list, you'll never look at your mortgage statement the same way again. Today we're ranking the 10 cheapest states to actually live in America, using the freshest 2026 numbers: cost of living, home prices, rent, the works. No fluff, no filler, just where your dollar goes furthest right now. Stick around, because the state in the number 1 spot isn't the one most people guess. Number 10. Indiana. Cost of living index, 91, 9% below the national average. The median home here runs about $273,000. That's $160,000 cheaper than the national median, sitting in your pocket instead of a bank's. Gas in towns like Richmond has dipped as low as $2.82 a gallon this year. Indiana isn't flashy. It's just quietly efficient. The state that never makes the highlight reel, but somehow always makes the budget work. Number 9. Tennessee. Here's your first pattern interrupt. Tennessee's cost of living index is 90.3, solidly cheap, but its median home price just crossed $392,000, closing in fast on that $436,000 national number. Nashville's growth is dragging the whole state's housing market up with it. The save here isn't the house, it's the paycheck. Zero state income tax. No tax on your Social Security, your pension, your retirement withdrawals. That's real money staying real yours. Would you trade a smaller house payment for a state that never touches your income at all? Tennessee's betting you will. Number 8. Iowa. Cost of living index, 89.7. Median home price, $250,000. Iowa also has one of the best price-to-income ratios in the entire country. Homes here cost under 3 years of median income, when states like Hawaii demand over 8. That's the quiet flex nobody talks about. Number 7. Arkansas. Cost of living index, 89.6. Median home, $270,000. One-bedroom rent averages around $931 a month, less than half the true national rent average. Fayetteville's become an unlikely tech and retail corridor, anchored by Walmart's headquarters. Cheap does not have to mean nowhere. Number 6. Missouri. Cost of living index, 89, 12% below average. Median home, $281,000. Here's the tension nobody resolves for you. Severe storms and a $1 billion-plus tornado last year are pushing Missouri's insurance premiums up 7% this year alone. Cheap house, rising bill to protect it. Sit with that one. Number 5. Kansas. Cost of living index, 88.8. Median home, $302,000. The highest price tag so far, but still nearly $135,000 under the national number. Cooking oil in Salina runs about 10% cheaper than Chicago. Small savings, but they stack every single week, all year long. Number 4. Alabama. Cost of living index, 88.6. Median home, $299,000. And here's a stat worth screenshotting. Alabama's effective property tax rate sits at 0.41%, one of the lowest in the entire country. On a $300,000 home, that's roughly $1,200 a year in property tax. In New Jersey, that same house costs you over $7,000. Number 3. West Virginia. Cost of living index, 88.3. Median home, $253,000. One-bedroom rent, about $914, the lowest fair market rent of any state in America. Nearly 80% of West Virginians own their own home, the highest ownership rate in the country. Mountains, small towns, and the least amount of stress on a monthly budget you'll find east of the Mississippi. Number 2. Mississippi. Cost of living index, 87.3, almost 13% below the national average. Median home, $265,000. Two-bedroom rent averages under $1,000 a month. Mississippi also carries the nation's highest poverty rate. So ask yourself the question the ranking won't answer for you. Is a cheap cost of living still a win if the paychecks are cheap too? Number 1. Oklahoma. Cost of living index, 86, the lowest in America for 2026. The median home, $256,700. One-bedroom rent, $895, 44% below the national average. Average yearly household spending in Oklahoma, $66,284. Housing costs alone run 32% below the national norm. Remember that $436,000 national home price from the top of this video. In Oklahoma, that same amount of money buys you almost 2 houses. Not a bigger house. 2 houses. So there's the map, from Indiana's quiet efficiency all the way down to Oklahoma sitting at the very bottom of the cost curve in the best possible way. Some of you just found your next zip code. Some of you are already typing, but the summer's in the comments. Both of you are right. Which state on this list surprised you most? Drop it below. Subscribe if this saved you a scroll through a spreadsheet, and I'll see you in the next one.